Take any bill out of your pocket. Paper, cotton, a little ink. It costs a few cents to make, but for this piece of paper, people work. Lie, betray, sometimes kill, even though by itself it is worth nothing. This is the greatest trick in human history, and you are about to see how it works. To understand the trick, rewind 10,000 years. There is no money, only trade. Picture a fisherman. He has a pile of fish. He needs shoes. The village has a shoemaker. But the shoemaker hates fish. That's it. The deal is dead. Economists call this the coincidence of wants. For a trade to happen, two people must want exactly what the other has, at the same time, in the same place. Imagine that today, you work for a month and they pay you in 3 tons of cement. Hungry? Go find a baker who needs cement. The world needed a middleman, one thing that everyone accepts. Everything tried to be that thing. Salt in Rome, cowrie shells in Africa, cattle, grain, tea, even dried fish. But all of this money had an expiration date. Salt got wet, cattle got sick and died, grain rotted. Wealth that mold can eat is bad wealth. People needed a material with no expiration date. Run through the periodic table and you will see there was almost no choice. Gases are out, liquids are out, iron rusts, copper turns green, lead goes dull. Aluminium is too common. Platinum will not melt in an ancient furnace. The radioactive ones, you get the idea. Only one candidate is left: gold. Gold does not rust, does not rot, does not fade for thousands of years. The Egyptians decided this was no accident. They called gold the flesh of god Ra, an eternal metal, the skin of an eternal sun. Pharaohs were buried in golden masks, so the body would live forever. Now notice something strange. Gold is almost useless. Too soft for a plow, too soft for a sword. You cannot eat it. Its value was built on belief from the very beginning. Remember that word, it will come back. For 5,000 years, gold was money, but it had one flaw that would eventually change everything. Weight. A merchant carrying a fortune moved slowly. The rumor about his gold moved fast. The roads were already waiting for him. Keep it at home and you wait for thieves. Carry it with you and you wait for robbers. And then a service appeared that accidentally created the modern world. Goldsmiths had something no one else had: vaults. You leave your gold with a goldsmith. He writes you a receipt. Pay the bearer 10 coins, a scrap of paper. At first, people came back with the receipt to collect the metal. Then someone realized, why walk back for the gold if the seller will take the receipt itself? And paper began to circulate instead of metal. China got there before everyone. Merchants were tired of hauling carts of copper coins. Marco Polo came back and described it as sorcery. The emperor turns paper into money with a single decree. Europe did not believe him. A few centuries later, it was doing the same thing. That is how paper money was born. Notice, not as money, as a promise of money. The paper said, somewhere real gold is lying in a vault and it is yours, as long as that was true. Because the goldsmiths noticed a second thing, a quiet one, a dangerous one. People almost never come for all their gold at once. On a normal day, maybe 10 people out of 100 show up, which means you can write more receipts than you have gold. Far more. You lend out paper backed by nothing and charge interest on something that does not exist. Money out of thin air. You would think the scheme got shut down. It got legalized. Today, it is called fractional reserve banking. The bank holding your salary works this way right now. most of your money has already been lent to someone else. If every client came for their money on the same day, there would not be enough, not in any bank in the world. The source system stands on one assumption: you will not all come at once. And yet paper still had an anchor. Officially, the dollar was backed by gold, $35 an ounce, guaranteed, until August 15, 1971, when one man went on television, Richard Nixon. A 3-minute speech. The exchange of dollars for gold was suspended. Temporarily. More than half a century has passed. That entire and ere 5,000 years long came to an end. For the first time, not a single currency on Earth was tied to anything physical. The paper no longer promises anything. And the question from the start of this video became the most important question on the planet. Why is it such worth something? The answer is uncomfortable. You believe the store will accept your bill tomorrow. The store believes its supplier will accept it. The supplier believes in the next one. 8 billion people holding the same story in their heads. Money is not paper and not numbers. Money is an agreement. Remember the Egyptians and the flesh of God Ra? We laugh at them. Then we trade a month of our lives for a number changing on a screen. We did not stop believing. We just replaced the God. We no longer believe in the sun. We believe in each other. For now. Because belief can die. Germany, 1923. The state prints money to cover its debts. There is too much paper, and the agreement tears. Prices double every few days. Salaries are carried in wheelbarrows. People burn banknotes in their stoves. They are cheaper than firewood. A lifetime of savings becomes the price of one dinner. Zimbabwe, a $100 trillion bill. Venezuela, money weighed on scales instead of counted. The script is always the same. Money does not get cheaper. Belief dies, and money follows, overnight. Want the purest proof that money is belief? The Island of Yap, Pacific Ocean, the local money. Giant stone discs, some the size of a car. Nobody carried them. Everyone simply remembered whose stone was whose. One day, a stone was being moved by boat. A storm hit. The stone sank to the bottom of the ocean. You know what the village decided? The stone still counts. It lies on the ocean floor. No one will ever see it again, but the owner's family stayed rich for generations. Sounds ridiculous? Around 90% of your money is records in a bank's database. You will never see it either. We are all islanders of Yap. Now the important part. Money is canned time. Your time. You give away hours of your life and receive a promise. But a promise has one property. It melts. Every printed trillion makes your bill a little lighter. Inflation is Germany 23 in slow motion. So slow, we have agreed not to notice it. That is why people who understand the trick do not store their lives in promises. They turn paper back into something real, assets that produce, skills that cannot be printed. 5,000 years of history fit into one line. Money is the best way to move value, and the worst way to store it. The bill in your pocket is worth nothing. It works because billions of people pretend that it is. That is the greatest trick in history, and now you know its secret.